Georgie, obviously round 8, welcome Brisbane here. I think probably a 7 or 8 day break. How's it kind of feeling to get that kind of rest into the body, but back into training, and how are you feeling just ahead of this one?
Yeah, really excited. The season's kind of flown by. We're already at round 8, but it's nice to kind of be out of the condensed period and back to a little bit of normality. So to be able to come in this week and have a couple of training sessions under our belt and come up against Brisbane this Sunday, who are a quality opposition and going really well this year, super exciting, and we're feeling good.
It's been nice. I think Dan said that we weren't able to really get trainings in during that condensed period. It's been nice to kind of like maybe get a bit of time to work on some things, and obviously a lot of the games there, but it's just that finishing a lot in front of goal. Is that something like that you guys are able to put time into this week? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. With the condensed period, it's obviously so hard. You're travelling and you've only really got a couple days in between, so a lot of that goes to just resting and recovering. But this week it'll give us more opportunity to put things in place from our games that we want to work on, and particularly our inability to finish those final touches in front of goal. So that I'm sure there'll be lots of goal kicking practice this week. No doubt.
It's been easy or hard to kind of stay buoyant at this point? Obviously, playing a lot of quality games, but not being able to finish there, and really needing to kind of win the rest of your games and seeing kind of what happens post that. But has it been easy still to keep that mood up within the group?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly difficult at times, but as a group we kind of still have a lot of belief for what's to come for the rest of the season. We've still got 3 big games ahead of us, but right now the focus is just up against Brisbane. We're feeling really good, and we feel like if we can just put a few things in place, there's no reason why we can't play 4 good quarters of footy and get a win, hopefully.
Are you holding out hope you can play finals? Are you realistic enough to know that so much has to go right for you to actually be there beyond round 10 or week 10?
Yeah, it's obviously a tough one. Like mathematically, it's still in the picture. So we'll just kind of focus on this week, and you never know, things might go our way, and results might go a little bit differently in favour of us. So you just never know. But yeah, the focus is this week, try and get the win against Brisbane.
Has there been a level of frustration that you have been so competitive and it's just faltered in certain times?
Yeah, certainly. Like it's such a challenging one. Like obviously it's great to see how much the competition's evolved this year, and every team's just gotten better. And on the day, you've got to be able to bring a good 4-quarter performance to be able to win. And we just haven't been able to kind of get there at the moment. But we've played good passages of footy that, we've been really happy with.
Bit of talk around the competition, whether prioritising spectacle over result or vice versa. I think like you guys are a good case study for that you have been able to put a lot of really good spectacles on. Richmond, Hawthorn, great games, but then not getting the result. But I guess with players, obviously you do want to win, but is it, how do you, I guess, kind of approach that kind of conversation of the direction of the competition and what you guys really want to get to within terms of the product?
Yeah, I think for us, we're really fortunate that we've got a game plan that we like to play an exciting brand of footy, get the ball moving, change the angles and put speed on the game, which hopefully enables more scoring. But structurally, you also want to be able to defend teams from scoring too much at the same time. So it's a fine line between a little bit of both. But yeah, I really like the way that we're able to play, and I know that there's been a few games this year that fans and crowds have really loved watching our style of football.
Have you said like your role? You come off the quad injury, played the last 5 games. How are you just feeling? Starting to kind of get back into that rhythm of playing, and what your kind of role is, obviously forward defensively as well through the midfield. Yeah,
it's a challenging one. Like obviously having last played Brisbane in the prelim last year, you have such a long off season, and to have little niggles along the journey, it's just being able to find a little bit of form again and consistency, which I hope that hopefully I can find in the back end of the season. My role has looked very different this year, and I probably haven't really been playing my best football, but I hope in some way that I'm being able to contribute to the team and do my bit. But yeah, that's just the way that my season's gone, and I know for a lot of other teams too, there's been plenty of injuries that have interrupted people's seasons too. So
for the moment, she's just a teammate, but in 20 years' time, will you go, geez, I'm glad I got to play with Ash Maloney?
Yeah, she's really stood up in the absence of obviously Chloe Shear having an injury this year, and we know how good of a player she is. She came in last year, and yeah, to be able to play alongside her and see some of the special things she does is just amazing. And yeah, she's another one that, imagine if her points started going into goals, she'd be kicking bags every week. So super exciting player and just a really good person too.
Can you give us some words on the Lions and what you've seen of them? Obviously, they're going to be thereabouts come the end of November, but what have you seen in them that you'll probably have to counter come Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, well, we've been pretty lucky. We've had a few close games with them ever since we've played them. So hopefully, yeah, they're a really quality opposition. We know that they like to move the ball fast and get it forward, and their defence love to switch the ball, and they've got really good midfielders and some good talent up forward, particularly in Tay Smith, who's having a really good season. So yeah, we'll look to combat that and just see how we go.
You saw obviously some of the numbers Ellie Anderson's been putting up, and obviously, you know, she gets hands on the footy, but she makes you pay, doesn't she? She uses the footy really well.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a quality player alongside obviously Belle Dawes, who plays through there, and Kathy Spark. They all bring something really different to their midfield, and we think that hopefully with our midfield this week that we'll be able to combat that. And they've also got a really good ruck in Talia Hickey, who gives them first use. So we'll look to shut that down and hopefully, yeah, make it really even contest.
Yep. Your coach spoke about Shelley Scott's 75th game last week, but unfortunately she didn't play. But can you talk to Shelley's influence over what will be 26 games since arriving here?
Yeah, Scotty, super excited for her to be able to play her 75th game this weekend. Pretty sure it's our first Geelong player to do that. So yeah, she's great to have around our team. Her leadership is just second to none, and to have someone like that just come out and let her footy do the talking, she's really special. And with a little bit of change that's happened in our forward line, she's really good at being a leader amongst it, and she's been great for us this year.
You have a bit of a club going on, obviously the long sleeves yourself, Shelley, in some hot temperatures this year as well. What's, I guess, behind that to obviously still pull those on?
Yeah, I've always been a long sleeve girl, so when you commit to it, you've got to commit to it in all different weather. And Sydney was quite hot, so it was good that Scotty was able to pull it on too, and it gave me more reason to have to stay in it and not go into the short sleeve.
Is there a temperature cut-off? Is there a condition you'll get to where you go, I just think I've got to go short?
Well, we don't play in summer anymore, so that's a bonus. No, I do remember one time I took it off against Brisbane, actually, a few seasons ago, because I was having a pretty bad game, and I just remember a few photos got posted and I just looked terrible. So I'm sticking with the long sleeve. That's my look.
I want to ask as well, a couple of weeks ago, Maddie's just a bit of a statement around the trolling and body image, body shaming. You're proud, I guess, of the way that she kind of handled that, came out with that, but obviously probably a bit pain to see your sister kind of have to deal with that as well?
Yeah, certainly. Not nice to obviously see anybody go through that, let alone your sister, but she handled it just so well. She fronted up the next weekend and played really good footy, and she's just letting her footy do the talking, and it's so nice that she's had so much support along the way, and I think it's just opened up a door for people to start to feel comfortable in their own skin and understand that everyone's body shapes are different. So super proud of the way that she's gone about it, but yeah, I feel very grateful that everyone's also supported her through it.
Is it something that you guys obviously have to kind of deal with, that kind of that pressure of social media? A lot of athletes kind of do, but how important do you feel like that potentially could be, whether it's that initiative or another one, to just obviously say this isn't really right and obviously try and get off the...
Yeah, it's a hard one. Social media can be pretty brutal at times, but it also can be really great in being able to show support to athletes and just people in general. So yeah, it's a fine line. Sometimes you need to just be able to get off it and ignore it, but yeah, there's also a lot of positivity that comes out of it too. So